Welcome back with another bang. It's the React Pals. Hope you're having a good night. Let's get straight to it.
Hi. Just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi. You're gonna be okay. Oh shit.
Want me to the park?
Yeah, don't worry about that, dude. Look at that. Oh shit.
I've never seen anything like this here. I grew up in Southern California. This is like nothing we've ever seen, with multiple fires raging across the LA region right now. And here in Malibu, it's truly an apocalyptic scene. We're on the Pacific Coast Highway right now, where home after home after home, beachfront properties are engulfed in flames. I am looking at a mansion right now, a beach view mansion up in the hills. It's just basically exploded. And the reason we're separated from my crew right now is because we had just gone a little bit down the road to scope something out, and we turned around and there was then a live wire that had power line had fallen, and a live wire was blocking the road, and now it's blocked first responders. I mean, it's not, the most important thing now is that there are multiple fire trucks here that I'm looking at that are stalled and can't get through because this live wire is down blocking the road.
Yeah, I want to take you here live right now. So this is Pacific Palisades. All of these cars were ditched. So all of the drivers panicked. They took their keys. This is Palisades Drive as well as Sunset Boulevard. This dozer is just moving these vehicles out of the way. So if this is your car, unfortunately, it's an emergency situation, and this is what they have to do. They are moving the cars as we speak. Unfortunately, there are dozens of cars. This looks like a movie set. Unfortunately, this is real. LA County Fire, they have to do what they have to do.
So there was a fourth fire started in California. This guy seemed to be on a hike when he panned over to look at downtown LA and to see what it looks like to be in an apocalyptic scene, you guys. This is crazy, you guys. This literally looks like a movie. It looks like a movie. And then all the fog that's up there still. Y'all see that? So California, is this the fire that y'all needed? Is this the fire that y'all needed to get y'all to get up out of there? Remember, they were warning y'all to get up out of California?
Wind gusts as high as 99 miles per hour fueled new destructive wildfires in the Los Angeles area overnight. You can see how the extreme winds had embers racing through the
99-mile-an-hour winds. You see how dark this is, y'all? Look at this. And then you had parts of California that was extremely red. But y'all see that sun, though? Y'all see that sun? Still shining, still doing its thing. And the fire is still 0% contained. Now, this happens a lot in California, right? And we know California has been on fire for quite some time, but this is different. This is crazy, y'all. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's continue to get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
To be honest, I'm thinking how y'all thinking. You know how we think. Shout outs to Conscious Juice. Man, shout outs to California, man. This one just hits different.
So we've had a fire erupt pretty quickly today in the Santa Ana wind event. It hasn't even reached the peak. We're in the Pacific Palisades on Sunset and PCH. This is now the command post for all of the first responders, but you can see the massive amount of smoke behind me. I've covered many fires, but I've really never been when a fire has just ignited. So this is also a new experience for me to feel this fire, to see all of the first responders trying to get their bearings together and get to this fire to fight it. We've seen a lot of aerial support already, but very, very fast moving with these winds.
there were no houses standing. When you say it appears to be a war zone, a disaster zone, the damage is catastrophic, it doesn't even begin to do justice to what we are seeing. House after house for block after block destroyed. This again, Toyopa Drive between Corpus Christi Catholic Church, which is severely damaged. We believe the sanctuary has now collapsed. At least one huge building is a total loss. And Drummond. And let's go.
Is there anything we can do to help you, sir?
You can take these paintings, I guess.
But this is like a hurricane in the middle of a brush fire. You've got people right there. Is that a homeowner that's trying to leave? Is this your house?
Yeah.
Which is your house?
Yeah, this is our house. Backyard's on fire. I'm out of here.
Oh my gosh. So what happened? Is there anything we can do to help you, sir?
You can take these paintings, I guess. I can't ride with these.
Listen, I'll take them for you. I work at NBC.
Thank you.
I'll make sure you get them. But we've got these. We've got these from you. You come and find them for me at NBC. But again, so here you see.
I'm taking my bike out. See you guys.
Okay, someone leaving. He just told me, this gentleman, that his home is on fire. His backyard's on fire.
Poor guy. I'm sure those paintings were sentimental. Shout outs to NBC LA. Hopefully him and that guy's reunited with them paintings.
At least 3 big wildfires in the Los Angeles area are burning out of control. The Eaton fire started last night, and it has already burned more than 2,000 acres. Thousands of people have been told to evacuate in the Pasadena-Altadena area. That includes NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory that's nearby. Another fire is the Palisades fire burning northwest of L.A. That scorched about 3,000 acres. Cherise Wallace lives in the area and is one of the thousands of people told to flee, but the fire erupted so quickly, she says people are having trouble getting out.
At the bottom of the canyon, there was cars piled on top of each other. There was boulders and debris that fell off of off the canyon that was on fire, that was in the middle of the road where people had to abandon their cars.
A third blaze is the Hearst fire burning north of Los Angeles. That also broke out late last night, but people have already been forced to flee as it has scorched 500 acres and is growing.
Oh my God, it's raging.
We just arrived here in what is left of downtown Pacific Palisades, and I am overwhelmed by the scale of loss. And I'm not alone. I've been looking at the faces of firefighters here. They look like they're attending a wake. And there is so much destruction. Aside from the mall, which is still standing, most of the businesses here have been destroyed. The homes down in the neighborhoods here completely gone. I spoke with one person. He estimates thousands of homes destroyed. That aligns with what we've been seeing. You can see and hear the wind here in the trees, the howling sound, easily 100 miles per hour gusts at times. That's what fueled this fire. The fire is still burning. You've got fire crews throughout the area trying to put out flames as this wind continues. Thousands of people under a mandatory evacuation. Many people are going to return to homes that were lost, and even more important, their community completely gone.
Y'all, this is California this morning. Tell me that this right here does not look like a mirror image of something that we've seen recently in our past. And further, journalists and other people have said they have never in their life seen fire behave the way it did right here. This has to have been one of the worst fires that California has ever seen. I'm about to show you what it looked like this morning when the sun was coming up. We're about to go over this too in 1 minute. Do you guys know how long, like literally how long it took the news to finally start covering the fire? They didn't cover it for hours while it was going on. This right here was the sunrise this morning in California. Like, look behind me. This is just insane. This right here is what you would picture Revelation chapter 6, seal 6 would look like, right? When the sun goes dark, moon to blood, we know it's the sun, but still. Also, in 532 AD, when the whole entire world was plunged into darkness. Yeah, that really happened, and it lasted 18 months, and the writer of the History of Wars wrote that men were free neither from pestilence nor any kind of unaliving at that time. And I don't think this is California, but this is what happened a few days before this thing happened. I'm pretty sure that's not the sun, y'all. It's kind of hard to believe that this right here is the same world that we lived in a few years ago.
It does feel like we've seen this before. It's like a movie or something. Shout out to the real Moon Henry. You can see the crosswalk, like that's really in the streets. Like this is the worst I've ever seen, period. My condolences to the family of the 2 victims that lost their lives, and my prayers are with all the people that are stranded and lost their homes in this tragedy.
I know I'm not supposed to be here, but this is my parents' home.
I know the feeling.
And they just they got canceled from their fire insurance. So they're dealing with this. They're 90 years old. And through the state of California, because of this, they're 90 years old, that they've lived in this house for 75 years, and they've had the same insurance, and these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance. So thank you, California insurance companies, supporting residents who pay taxes and love California. And they wonder why people leave California.
First and foremost, you did get your parents out safely.
I live in Sierra Madre. My parents are in Sierra Madre, but...
And now you know that it is under evacuation as well, north of Sierra Madre Boulevard.
Yeah, I snuck here. You know, there's a will, there's a way. Probably shouldn't do it, but you know what? Under the circumstances, send me to jail. That's fine.
It is unbelievable what's happening here to the neighbors. Your parents' house is still standing. You had a hose. You're doing what you can.
I mean, I have a hose. It doesn't compare to these beloved neighbors that I've known. I was born and raised in this house, and I live in Sierra Madre, and I'm now 62 years old. And this is the house I was born and raised in, and I've never moved out of Pasadena, Sierra Madre, Hastings Ranch. You know,
well, let me tell you, it does help for people who aren't here to know what's happening. So you sharing that story, it does a service. I came up to you without even asking your name.
My name is Lynn Levin Guzman. This is the Levin household. I'm a nurse for over 30 years in emergency room. I deal with fire all the time and firefighters. And this situation here, luckily people got out because those are my patients. The people who are not so fortunate to get out.
As you mentioned, let's just hope everyone's okay. Lynn, I'm going to let you get back to it. And for you taking the time, we thank you. To your parents, we wish them the best as well. As I send it back to you, there's Lynn again with the hose. She's using a garden hose, getting the awnings, getting the roof of the house, doing anything she can. We say that as the embers are blowing directly on us here in the Upper Hastings Ranch community. She's here, her brother's here, and you know that there's let me tell you, the majority of the homes in this community are still standing. We drove past many on the lower side that are still standing, but the night is young.
Absolutely, a long way to go, and a courageous woman at that, and she does bring up a great point that we should talk a whole lot more about, and that is the fact that so many people are now uninsured when it comes to a fire.
Yeah, folks, this is heartbreaking. You know, whether a person is rich or poor, middle class, hurts to see anybody go through this. Shout out to Lynn Levin Guzman. Hope they was able to save the house, make it out safely. But to hear what happened with the insurance company, it's outrageous.
Okay, so I just thought of something, and it just hit me because I'm seeing videos on TikTok now of people saying that their insurance companies dropped them a few weeks ago, a couple months ago. So in 2024, right before the holidays, State Farm reached out to me and told me that they were dropping my renter's insurance and that they're dropping everyone's renter's insurance in LA County because they can't offer it anymore in any capacity, that we need to find somewhere else to get renter's insurance. Now, I don't own a home, so I'm assuming it was similar for a lot of homeowners and different insurance companies like that. But I've been with State Farm for 20 years, since I got my driver's permit when I was like 15. I've been with them forever. I've had renters car insurance through them for so long. And I never had heard of this even happening, and when they reached out, I was so confused. And I asked them, I said, why are you dropping it? Like, for what reason? When can we get it back? What is going on? Like, how do I get renter's insurance? I have to have it, And they were like, well, we don't really know what's going on, but they're making us do it with everybody, in LA County and other counties. And it's not just you. Check back in 6 months and we might be able to offer it again. And I thought it was so bizarre. And also, you should know, people in LA County, I can only really speak for LA County, but our car insurance has increased significantly from a year ago. And there have been multiple increases. I had 2 big increases last year, had a spotless driving record, no problems whatsoever, no tickets, nothing, not even a parking ticket. Not that would affect it, I don't think. But I'm just saying, like, no reason for it to increase. And when I reached out to them both times, they said everybody's insurance is increasing. Everyone's dealing with these hikes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. Like, I drive like a Honda. Like, if my car insurance is this much, like, what are some people paying? What are some families paying for multiple cars, So I thought this is all bizarre and weird. And now I'm seeing videos of people like making the same like connection. And they're just like, wait, this is crazy. Like, these insurance companies have dropped home insurance on these homes that are burning to the ground right now. And they did it a few weeks ago. It's kind of nuts. And I have renter's insurance right now. I had to research and reach out to people, and I could not get any of the I guess you call them name brand insurance companies like State Farm, Allstate, Geico, to cover me in LA County. And I ended up with, I think, some weird company I'd never heard of, not weird, but small company I'd never heard of called Get Covered. I think that's the name of it. Excuse me. So everyone in my apartment building found out that we could get covered through this one company for an astronomical cost, which we're happy to pay. We have to pay. You have to have renter's insurance to rent. So it's really bizarre. It just kind of hit me. I don't know how any of this could have been foreseen, but it's interesting to me. This is freaking nuts.
So Governor Gavin Newsom refused to sign a water declaration thing that would have allowed water to flow into many parts of California, including the ones that are currently on fire. On top of that, like I said in my other video, 2 weeks ago, they were canceling people's fire insurance because there's too many fires. 2 weeks before this huge fire. And on top of that, the fire hydrants had no water, no pressure. And there's more. On top of that, residents were told to evacuate, and they're trying to evacuate, and the roads are barricaded, closed off. They can't evacuate. I literally have the chills right now. I have the chills right now. I'm sure there's more that's gonna come out, but God, this is so sad, and it makes me so mad. So mad. And I forgot to mention that the places that are on fire right now, they had plans to become sanctuary cities. Like, sounds a bit familiar. I'm not shocked because it's been happening so often. I don't know how to feel right now. This is disgusting.
It absolutely is. It's actually a disgrace. Shout outs to Millennial Fields and shout outs to Pure Cut Soaps. Both for them recognizing that, about 2 weeks ago, this insurance was cut off. Now people are left without nothing. This here affects everybody.
in the world was that? Watching Fox News coverage of the Eaton fire, there is this light that goes from the fire, as you can see here, and it zips across the screen out of range. I don't know what we all just witnessed. I wasn't the only one that saw it. There are many other people online that have screen recorded this. It is super weird. Did you see it? What do you think it is?
Tell me why Fox News was able to capture this on live coming out of the fires in California. Did y'all see that? What is that? Look at this. What is that? Wait, do y'all see that cloud? Look at this cloud. Look at this cloud. Do y'all see, and then look at this beam. Look, what? What is that, y'all? That thing looks pretty huge. Now, if you didn't know, there are 5 fires currently going on in California, and this thing was seen coming out of the Eaton fire, all right? Hold on, y'all. Look at this cloud. Look at this cloud, right? What does that look like? Oh my goodness. Where's my boy Detta at? Where? Look at this cloud, you guys. You guys can clearly see what kind of being that is, right? What if that is his 4th dimensional self, and then it coming out of those clouds, it's his 3D self, or it's plasma self. Look at that, y'all. Y'all see that? That's not even a 3D being. That's like a plasma being at that point of time. But you see, doesn't it seem like it has, you know what I'm saying, right? The year we just left behind, right? The old year. Look at this, right? And then this is amazing, y'all. I know I'm not tripping. I know y'all see that. So could they really be back? What do you guys think? Please let me know down in the comments below, y'all. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. And let's continue to get this shift. It's here, baby. Peace in.
Great video. Shout outs to Conscious Juice. I wouldn't expect anything to be coming out the sky like that. Guess I'm in a state of shock right now. Couldn't imagine what it could really be. I'm sure there's an explanation for it.
The absolute gross negligence by Governor Gavin Newsom and LA City's officials is hugely responsible for the complete devastation caused by these California fires. For one, why would it ever be okay for the city to run out of water? 2, since when is it okay that we are allowing insurance companies, very profitable insurance companies, to cancel people's fire insurance? Not because they haven't paid, but because the insurance company deems their home to be too high of a risk. News alert, they are in the risk business. Numerous residents in the Palisades area reported that they had their fire insurance canceled just 3 months before these fires started. Some of these individuals had had the same fire insurance for over 20 years. 3, homelessness. It's no secret that LA has a huge homeless problem, but did you realize that 80% of the fires started in the Los Angeles area are in fact caused by a homeless individual? Also, this video here is a homeless person starting a fire after the Palisades fire had started, before winds had reached their peak speed. And last but definitely not least, Mayor Karen Bass recently cut $17.6 million from the fire department's budget. This was just months ago. And where is she right now? Oh, she's in Ghana to attend Ghana's president's inauguration. There are currently 5 active fires in the Los Angeles area, and the devastation that we are now seeing come out of the Palisades and Malibu area is just completely devastating and should have never taken place to begin with. My prayers are with all of the residents, all of the firefighters, all of the people that are affected by this. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
Gross negligence is the perfect word. How do you run out of water when you're right there on the ocean? Shout out to WFF News.
People are lighting fires now. You can see they lit a fire. These guys, not all the people there, but some of those guys lit that fire, and these guys they're actually, the trees caught fire, and then the palms are catching fire. So civilians are now lighting fires, down in the so-called, flats around Santa Monica, Venice. So, be safe out there. Fire department's been dispatched. We don't have enough water to put this thing out.
This McDonald's was on the southeast corner of North Altadena Drive and East Washington Boulevard. That's terrifying right there. As you see, the fire made it down to the businesses, which is not good at all. Prayers going to Pasadena for sure.
This is not Maui. I know that that is hard to believe, but this is not Lahaina. This is the Pacific Palisades, the aftermath after the Palisades fire, which is still 0% contained. This is drone footage of a neighborhood in between Santa Monica and Malibu. And as you can see here, the whole entire neighborhood is decimated. There is not one house standing. There is not one tree standing. Everything is charred to a crisp, just like Maui. And I'm starting to think that it's in the government playbook that every time there's a disaster in the United States, that is a cue to give more money to Ukraine. Today it was announced that Biden is going to give a final $500 million to Ukraine in military aid. I also learned today that the United States Agency for International Development, the USAID, an independent federal agency, has funded Ukraine with 16 fire departments with gear and rescue tools. Meanwhile, California has no water in the hydrants and we are just left behind. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll be offered a $750 check. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
Another fire has just exploded in Studio City, and for those not familiar with the area, my last video was here in Hollywood Hills, and now it has spread to Studio City. The issue is that these embers are just flying everywhere with the wind, and they're just starting other fires in small different locations. I mean, look here on the top left, there's a little fire that was started by an ember that flew up there, and then when you go back to Hollywood Hills, you can see that off of the hill, flying embers are landing on top of the homes on their roofs and starting these small fires. On top of that, there is now looting being reported in the evacuated areas. So imagine you are just running for your life, hoping that your home doesn't catch on fire. And if it doesn't, you may come back to a looted home, which is an absolute nightmare.
I think some people are really disgusting. Shout outs to You Won't Believe Me Official. The looters gotta be desperate. They're putting their own selves at risk.
Allie Carter said there would be fires.
Everybody's like, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready. We're ready until it's happening. And then everybody's like, well, I wasn't ready. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of that. There's no other way to get ready. There's no other way to prepare. There's no protocol for what's about to happen. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it. Ask questions, demand answers. You know who's on those flight logs. You do. You know who should be arrested. You all do. You know that laptop from hell is real. You know that the black book is real. You know Ghislaine Maxwell's customers are who everybody is watching in the everyday news, including those who you drop your kids off with every day. Your schools, your doctors.
There's no water in the Palisades. There's no water coming out of the fire hydrant.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in the Palisades, ran out last night in the hydrants. I was trying the firefighter on this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean,
and that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you haven't already, please take a second
just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell,
just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So what we're gonna do, y'all? That's right, run these numbers up. Thanks again. Till next time.